Hi, I'm Juana Yupangco of Mesa and Misis, and I'm thrilled to be part of WWF's Kawali-Kasan Sustainable Home Cooking Fundraising Program. So today I'm joined by my kids, Jaime and Rosanna. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
And today we're coming here to make a dish for you guys, a plant-based dish, to teach this to you guys. And today we're raising funds for our food frontliner. This week we're being featured as doing plant-based cooking. So my family and I have been plant-based for almost 3 years now, and you guys, my kids, are plant-based. So can I ask you guys, what is your favorite thing about eating plant-based?
My favorite thing about eating plant-based is whenever I wake up in the morning, I feel much better about myself.
Yeah?
I feel more lighter and happier.
I think you guys also have so much more energy. Ever since my kids stopped eating animal products, I feel like they have so much clean energy to burn. They're actually more hyper now. So I don't know for parents out there if that's good news or bad news, but they have so much energy. They don't take naps anymore. And it's great. But what's the best thing that it did for you?
The best thing that it did for me is it improved my eczema. I used to have terrible eczema on my arms and on my legs, but now it's all gone.
Yeah. So it was to the point where his eczema was bleeding, and we'd be giving him steroids, oral and topical. And you know, for a little kid, it's not nice to be doing that. So ever since he shifted to a plant-based diet, it's really gotten so much better. In fact, some areas are completely gone. And how about you? What's your favorite thing about being plant-based?
My favorite thing of being plant-based is helping the animals because I love them.
You love animals. Do you know that the mascot of WWF is Panda? So you love pandas. I know you love pandas. Okay, so she is plant-based for the animals. So she loves her animals. Can I ask you, what is your favorite vegetable?
My favorite vegetable is mango because I think it's so compatible with a lot of fruits.
Yeah, you eat it in everything. How many times a week do you eat mango?
Well, 3 to 5 times.
Is that all we eat here, mango? At home? How about you? What's your favorite?
Calabasa and mango.
Oh, and you eat that together, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. What do you guys, so WWF, the campaign that we're doing for them today is sustainable eating, sustainable cooking. What does that mean to you guys? Sustainable eating, sustainable cooking?
Being sustainable means being able to get from a local source so that it's less processed, so that you won't have to travel as much. So being sustainable means keeping things local.
How about you? What does that mean?
It means that getting foods close to you, like Hyman. So, like calabasa or sitaw.
Or you see outside, we have a malunggay tree in our balcony, so like we had that for lunch today. We put the malunggay. Yeah, it was in your food, you didn't see it? Through your generous donations today, we will be able to help feed 278 families in Donsol, where, as many people know, Donsol is home to the butanding or Philippine whale shark. So these families in this area have lost their livelihood due to the pandemic because of all the travel restrictions, and there's just no tourism there, and this is really their source of income, their source of livelihood. So through your generous donations today, we'll be able to provide food assistance to them, which is really in line with what Mesa and Misis does. So just a little bit about what Mesa and Misis has been doing is we've responded to the pandemic in several ways. Perhaps the biggest one with the most impact is providing food, fresh produce and sacks of rice to communities in need and those who can't access food at this time. And this way we also help our local farmers by sourcing our produce that we use in our donation drives to feed the people in the inner cities who can't get them. So guys, these people who we're helping raise money to feed today, they take care of whale sharks. I think you both know what whale sharks are. Can you tell me a bit about a whale shark?
Okay. Whale sharks weigh up to 50,000 pounds.
50,000?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Wow. Okay. What do they eat?
They eat
Plankton. Is that the same stuff that bites us when we go to the beach? Right. Okay, what else?
Whale sharks cannot bite nor chew.
So, what do they eat? They suck everything in, right? They have like a strainer in their mouth.
Yeah.
So there are some places in the Philippines that are not like Donsol where viewing the whale sharks is really, it's not sustainable. So Donsol, the community there, WWF, works directly with them because they do it in a sustainable way. As a thank you from WWF, donors will get a personalized art card and a subscription to all the wonderful news about all the fantastic things that they're doing. So today we're going to be making a dish that I decided to call Pia's Paella. And this is a dish that was born out of a trip that I did with Senator Pia Cayetano to her father's hometown of Pateros, where we went to someone's home there. And we shopped at the local talipapa. And she said, Juana, can you create something made of like stuff that you buy there? And the result was this paella. So at Mesa and Misis, we advocate eating local plant-based meals, and the reason for this is because it's better for your health. At a time like this, pandemic, sickness, illness, it's really best to keep your immune system strong. And a really good natural way to do this is by eating a lot more vegetables. And the reason we choose local vegetables is because the Philippines is abundant with nutritious produce that's available to us at really low prices. So we invite people to check out our website, www.mesaandmisis.com, for recipes that make use of local vegetables. So we make use of every single part of the vegetable. For us, that's how we keep our cooking sustainable. So what we have here, I'll show you. This is vegetable scraps. Since we're completely plant-based at home, there's two things that we do with our vegetable scraps. One is that we put them in the compost because we're very lucky that our building has communal compost, so we send stuff down there. Or two, we turn these things into vegetable broth. So vegetable broth is so useful. It's like we use it for our dishes, or sometimes the kids drink it alone. We add nutritional yeast in there to give it an extra source of vitamin B. Today, we're going to use this as the base for our paella. So these are the carrots from our shabu-shabu last night. These are the stems of the eggplant that we're using in the paella. This is the bottom part of the wombok that we have, which we turned, or we're going to turn into kimchi, so quite a bit of that. And then here we have like other parts of vegetables, like it's not really nice to eat as the main part of the dish, but it's still full of nutrition, full of flavor. So all sorts of stuff in there. Sometimes there's even like peelings of onions, peelings of garlic. That's just all goes in there. As long as it's not dirty, it's not moldy, it's not muddy, it's fine. So we're gonna put a couple liters of water in there and let this stew for a little while, just so your paella has a lot of flavor. I mean, thank you. If you don't have time, water is fine, but this is, so we're doing sustainable home cooking. This is something we really do at home. And this will add flavor to your meal, and a little bit of salt. Just to bring out the flavors of the vegetables. So we're using stuff that you can find at any palenque or talipapa. Now normally when paella is made, they use saffron, which is imported, it's very expensive, it's beautiful color, it's delicious. But since we're in the Philippines and we're doing stuff that's locally sourced, we're using these two things. This is kasubha and achuete. So you know what they do with achuete? Sometimes they make lip gloss. So we're gonna get the color out of that. A little bit of coconut oil. And we're gonna use the oil to extract the color. We're gonna use the oil to extract the color out of the ingredients. So that's kasubha. This is achuete. So you can see already that the colors are starting to come out. And we're using this purely for coloring. So you're gonna wanna do that for a couple of minutes just until the colors really come out. Okay, we're gonna check on the broth, which has been going for 10 minutes now. So look at that, it has a nice color. Meanwhile, every good paella starts with a sofrito, which is your base. That's where you put the herbs, the spices. It's a little different because everything is sourced local, so it's like a purely Pinoy one. Okay, so we're gonna start with our sofrito here. We have our oil. So we first start with our achuete oil. And we add our garlic and onions. So this is our base. So this is where the part where we like stir fry all our spices. For color, we use turmeric or luyang dilaw in Tagalog. So it's there for color, but also turmeric has very high anti-inflammatory properties. And paprika. So we're gonna put that all here. I like a lot of paprika. Do you guys like a lot of paprika? Oh, it smells good already. Okay, so with regular paella, they use like really, there's such a thing as paella rice, which is used, but like I said, this is something that's completely locally sustainable, very affordable. So this is just your regular Dinorado rice that we're gonna put here. This is, I think, 4 cups, but I don't think I will use everything because there's a lot. So 3 to 4 cups. That's good. And you're gonna wanna coat your rice in that spice mix. So with the vegetables, I'll show you the veggies that we're using. Here we have kalabasa, sitaw, eggplant, kalabasa, sigarilyas, this is sitaw, eggplant, pechay, and this is my favorite, this is garbanzo. We love garbanzos in our house. We always have garbanzos here. So you want to start with like the hardest vegetables that will take the longest to cook, and then add in the stuff that cooks faster, which means the pechay will go last. So sitaw, excellent source of protein and so cheap. So cheap to add. And then I think we'll put a little bit of the sigarilyas inside. And what you're gonna end up with here is really gonna be almost a 50-50 ratio rice to vegetables, which is excellent. Because you really just want to get more veg in your body. Do you want to add the soup? Yeah? This is your favorite, right? Kalabasa? Okay, then Jaime can do the other one later. What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah? Can help me decorate? Okay. Do you remember this paella dish? Do you like this? Yeah? Are we gonna have it for dinner tonight? Let's have it for dinner.
Maybe the veggies?
Yeah, you put a little bit. Okay, a little more. So you need to add, whoops. You're gonna, no veggies. Sorry, I meant no. You're gonna wanna add broth just so it doesn't dry out, but later on we're not gonna touch it anymore. This is just so there's enough broth to cook the rice in. Okay, can mama help? I think you're a little tiny. You're a little tiny for this. So I'm just gonna add enough broth for it to steam everything. A trick that we do at home is we soak our grains, soak our rice, we soak our beans, and that's to get rid of any phytic acid that comes from grains and legumes. And phytic acid is an anti-nutrient that prevents your body from absorbing all the really good stuff that's in these vegetables. I am just going to even this out and then cover this with foil. So it's already starting to bubble. Shouldn't take so long. So you can cover it with foil, or if you have a proper cover for it, that's okay too. You just want to keep all that heat in there. While waiting for our paella to cook, I'd like to remind everybody to donate through the link below. Just remind everybody that we're providing food assistance to 278 or so families in Donsol who have lost their livelihood due to the decline of travel and tourism. They're the ones who really take care and maintain the whale sharks in the area, so we can help them directly or indirectly helping to change the ending for these whale sharks, which are really endangered in the country. So I know you love whale sharks. What other things do you know about them? What did you learn in school?
Threats are oil spills, boat collisions, and dynamite fish.
Yikes! Not good to dynamite fish, right? Scary. And you, how big do whale sharks get?
Whale
Sharks.
sharks.
Do they swim fast or slow?
They actually swim really slow.
So could I keep up with them? Like I could
You
swim?
can swim faster than
I
them.
could swim faster than them.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Are they as big as a boat or bigger?
They're the biggest animal recorded, ever recorded.
Yeah.
I saw a meme of a whale shark once. So the whale shark was in the middle, and one side was a shark, and the other was a whale. And the meme said, "Pick a side." So are they mammals or fish? What are
They're
they?
fish.
They're fish?
They're not sharks. Well, sharks are fish. So
It's not a mammal.
it's
They
not.
go up for air.
Whale sharks are fish because a whale shark is a type of shark.
Oh,
Just
I didn't know that.
Fish.
So I hope you're right. I didn't know that. Okay, so another thing we do at Mesa and Misis is we're really sustainable in our kitchen. So as you saw earlier, we turned sometimes we call this our basura soup, but that's really not a nice thing to call it, but it really is. It's like the odds and ends of like stuff that you would normally throw away, but still have a lot of nutritious vitamins. So the ways that we're sustainable in the kitchen, we reuse all the parts of the vegetables. If we don't do that, we compost it. Another thing is we really try to avoid plastic. So WWF has a great campaign called Ayoko ng Plastic, which is something we 100% support at Mesa and Misis. In fact, if you go on our site, we have produce bags that are made from upcycled fabrics for you to store your vegetables in. And when you keep your vegetables in these cotton sacks, they keep for a much longer time in your fridge. So that reduces food waste because the cotton absorbs all the moisture from the vegetables, and therefore you're throwing out less stuff. So we don't like plastic in our house, but there are some cases where we can't do anything. It's really there, especially now a lot of things are being delivered. It can't be helped. So later on we'll show you our little recycling bins, which we do. So what we normally do is we take this stuff to junk shops and we sell it to them because you can make a little bit of money off that. And we have our bote, like the bottles, and we also get a little bit of money for that. At least somebody is making something out of it. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes, and again I soaked this rice, so it's gonna cook fast. Look at that! Look at the color.
yeah.
So I can actually smell the bottom of the rice getting cooked, and I love that. I like tutong in my paella. So at this point, you can create a design with your vegetables. You want to do something with this?
Okay.
So I'm gonna add like the garbanzos, which I love, on top because it's pretty. And these are canned, so they're already pre-soaked. So they just need to steam. Ooh, look at you, fancy. That's gonna go in. Don't forget to leave space for the pet chai, okay? Okay.
I'm gonna put that in the middle.
What, Nana? Okay, the two of you can decorate. So you guys just get them. So what's great about this dish is my kids are decorating it. And it really teaches them about our local vegetables. My daughter memorized the Bahay Bubu song at a really young age, so you know it, right? And you know, like now since I've been doing Mesa and Misis, they know about all the benefits of eating local plant-based vegetables. The reason that we advocate this primarily is because it helps our local farmers, especially like with everything that's been happening. It's so important to love your local vegetables, because what happens when you can't get your imported Australian celery or your imported broccoli, your imported tomatoes, our vegetables here are just as good. So the last to go in this is really your leafy greens. In this case, we're using pet chai, native pet chai, which is so good for like folic acid. It's a dark green leafy, so that's a lot of vitamin A. Kalabasa has vitamin A as well. Beta carotene. Whoa. Okay. What else are you gonna add? That's good. Okay, so like you just let it rest in the final decor that you want. You cover it up again for another few minutes until it's cooked. Okay, so we're gonna check on this. So the local rice doesn't take as long to cook as your paella rice, so it should be good and done. Ooh, there it is. You don't want to overcook your vegetables also, because it really keeps all the vitamins and nutrients in there. So thank you for joining us today at our home, and for inviting Mesa and Misis to be part of WWF's Kawali-Kasan fundraising campaign. Thank you so much. Please donate generously. All the proceeds will be used to provide food assistance to families who have lost their livelihoods in the midst of pandemic. So what do we say, guys? Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining, and please donate today.